Hi everyone, delonewolf here. Welcome back for some more EVE Online. Welcome back also to Sisi, the test server for EVE Online, where CCP has deployed a few new ships. These are new Triglavian ships that are coming to the game, and it's a destroyer and a battlecruiser. So I thought in this video that we would take a look at them. Here is the Kikimora, the destroyer for the Triglavians. This looks, in my opinion, really cool. Very aggressive, very potent. I think this is an amazing looking ship, incredible art here, and I personally can't wait to actually have one on TQ as well, just because I love to have all of these Triglavian ships. So yeah, more skills to train for as well, because of course, as we can expect, these will require a precursor destroyer, for instance, to fly here. And then the other ship is the Drekavac, which is the battlecruiser. That looks really cool as well. Maybe not as aggressive, but definitely in the Triglavian style. And I kind of like the look of these ships personally, with the big 0 point matter sphere that you've got in the middle there. Very cool. Does look like you know exactly where you need to shoot at on this ship in order to destroy it. I mean, it makes it look like a massive weak point in the middle of the ship. But other than that, it's a pretty cool design. And so this is of course the battlecruiser, which again will have a precursor battlecruiser skill attached to it. We can expect that to of course work just like with the frigate, cruiser and battleship that we have at the moment. So we're gonna take these ships out for a little spin. Love the disintegrator weapon of course, and here you get one, a dorsal one at the top, and then you've got two on the sides. And then let's take a look at the Kikimora to see if we can spot. There's a small one right there on top of the ship, and then you've got one on both sides as well for the lower arc. So there we go. Let's start off with the destroyer, see how it performs. And the fit that I chose is something that I think it would be pretty cookie cutter, pretty strong tank, and then of course web scram in order to be able to deal with some PvP action. So here is the ship in space. I think it looks absolutely amazing. We're actually going to go for that occult, so that we have an optimal range of only 15 kilometers. With Mystic we have 37 kilometers. That's actually quite respectable, so let's maybe start with that. And I did a touch of scouting before. I think there are some rats in belt 2. So let's warp over there. Let's keep a close eye on the ship to see what kind of animations we have when it goes into warp. Look at that. The aggressive looking wings folding back behind the engine, making it a lot sleeker. And again with that lovely reddish grid that is formed here as well. And there are the enemies. So here we go. We have 4 hobgoblins, so we can get up to 4 drones. Can I deploy all of them? Only 2 of them. All right. So it's 2 small drones. Let's start targeting our enemies. Let's start afterburning as well. And then let's see if we can hit that safeguard. Ooh, that is definitely already feeling like a nice frigate killer here. Then we get a Tristan hull while my drones are going after that one. Oh man, that's some pretty good firepower. Let's orbit this guy a little bit closer as well. Let's switch to our occult, and then let's see how it performs at close range. As we whip this guy, then we'll start firing at him. Oh man, that is not bad. As we zip through this this asteroid field, he's whipped. My drones are adding some damage as well. And of course the disintegrator is now starting to ramp up its damage. Doesn't get anywhere near its potential, and already blap, that battlecruiser is down. Yeah, pretty cool performance. I love that you've got, this would be my build, right? Just going brawler. You've got a whip and a scram to tackle something, and then you've got up to 15 kilometers out. Well, maybe it's never optimal. That it's not really meant to be a massive brawler, but you can do some massive damage, and even if they get away, you can just keep going. Ooh man, those are some nice visuals right there. Let's maybe go to another asteroid belt, see if we can spot a battleship. Could we break a battleship with this destroyer? I get the feeling that we might be able to do that. So that would be a very nice test. But the feel here is that, yeah, this is a powerful warship. This is not anything else. This is a warship that is meant to hunt down smaller targets, especially frigates and stuff like that. Those guys were evaporated even at range. Alright, nothing in this belt. Let's go to the next one. And then there is the deploy animation that you're seeing from those back wings or back fins. There it goes. Just giving it a sleeker look as it goes in warp. Yeah, I love this one. This is actually completely different, of course. Triglavian, it looks completely different from all the other ships that we're used to. But this, to me, looks really nice and is getting very close with becoming one of the favorite ships out there. I'm saying it now, I gotta have one. I have to have one of these. It just, yeah, it's with every warp and with every animation and that sleek motion. You've got speed here, you've got aggressiveness here. That feels so good. Absolutely need one on TQ. So unfortunately we're not finding too many more rats. Let's just keep going because of course we also want to take the battlecruiser out. So let's see if we can spot some rats somewhere. So let's also put up the Mystic just in case of us needing to take care of some smaller rats at range. Yep, still nothing. Oh, there we go. Oh, that's good. So we've got 3 cruisers and a battleship. Let's see if we can tackle these guys with that little destroyer. Let's deploy some drones, of course. Then let's actually see if we can stay out of range. They're Serpentis, so that should work. I can only look at 36 kilometers. That's interesting. Let's go towards that one. And it's tracking disruption that was causing the problems. So now here we go. Let's add the drones as well. We want to take care of these guys quickly enough. And so off we go. At speed, perhaps our tank will be tried, but look at the performance of my disintegrator, even at range against this Serpentis Chief Protector. I'd say this feels like it does a hell of a lot of damage. That is absolutely pretty good in my book. We can definitely switch at this point, actually. So let's switch to a cult. Ooh, and here we go. First big hit. So time to speed up. Time to get the armor rep going as well. I'm not sure if I'm cap stable. I don't think so. But now that they are this close as well, I do even more damage. Oh, he drifted out of range. That's unfortunate. I'm sure that he'll come back. Let's slow down as well. Target the battleship. And here we go. Let's get started on that battleship. It's actually the DPS check that we want to make. We can speed up here. We're out of this field. Look at that. It's a cruiser. It's bigger than me, but its shots are now missing, and I'm feeling like I'm now a real threat to that battleship. So we're getting into range, especially if I would speed up a little bit more. There we go. Disintegrator on him. And now we can let that chief guard try to get back to me. He needs to get back in range in order to be able to do something. We're gonna whip this guy. And here we go. The DPS race against the battleship is on. His massive guns, no way that they can track my speedy destroyer here. Top of that, I can just not in range for a whip. Well, that's alright. We're just gonna keep going. It's not like these rats try to get out. And here the real test, of course, is starting now as we are coming up against its armor. And the chief guard, he wants a piece of me, so he's coming straight gunning for me again. Getting in range, so we're gonna try to finish this guy off with the disintegrator first. As the port admiral gets some rep cycles in, but now that he lost his escort, I can get back with the disintegrator on him. Drones will be helping as well. And so now we have 223, 215. Let's keep these shots going. And look at that armor melt. Yeah, I gotta say, this feels like a really capable and really pretty powerful ship. 4 low slots, 3 mid slots, 3 rig slots, and then of course the disintegrator and 1 utility high. This could even work, I think, as an exploration ship. This could have real potential as an exploration ship as well. And just the looks of it, I am absolutely blown away. And look at that, Serpentis Port Admiral broken in my opinion, not a bad amount of time by this Kikimora. Really cool, very, very nice ship in my opinion, and one to look out for. It's definitely now on my radar as a goal when these guys come to TQ. So we are going to dock up, and then we are going to switch to the battlecruiser, see how that one performs. Let's hope that we can find some more rats in the system. But yeah, blown away. This feels like a ship that I'm going to love. Very, very cool. And that feeling of speed, that feeling of power, because that was some real damage. Very, very nice. So docking up, now we need to wait for our session timer, and then we'll go into Drekavac and see what that one can do. A battlecruiser. I think you already get the feeling this is a bigger, bulkier ship. It's got an incredible tank potential with its low slots, but I think it's gonna lack the speed of the Kikimora, of course. So we'll start with the lowest belts. Let's go out there, and here is the ship in space as we pass by a small transport ship. So here again you've got the fins or wings, I think, that will animate, folding in, giving it a sleeker look as it warps off. Definitely feels bulkier and slower, but the look of it, again, this does feel like a larger, more powerful ship of war though. This looks really aggressive, really cool in my opinion. So that's very nice. And we've got a couple of destroyers and a battlecruiser. That's not bad. I have Occult in, which is a Mystic, gives me 40 kilometers range. Occult gives me 16. So we'll definitely start with the Mystic. Oh, although they're super close to me because I warped in at 0. So let's just jump straight into the Occult and give this one a bit of a test against these destroyers. Can my disintegrator track them? Let's take a look at that. Ouch. Serpentis artillery just completely gone. I've got 5 mediums. Let's see if I can deploy all 5 of them. Yes, alright, that's not bad. One-shotting that destroyer, and then let's see how we perform against the squad leader. So single shot, oof, 2 shots, 1000 damage. That is not bad. So down you go. And then that cannoneer gets tracked as well and is taken out. So against smaller ships, this already feels a bit more powerful. I do think against frigates we might have some tracking problems. So let's go to another belt and see if we can't find some more rats to shoot at. And then, ooh, maybe I should also do a... Am I still going in warp? There we go. We're actually going to take like a 20 so that I can take the Mystic and see how that works. If you guys are curious about this ship's slot layout, 4 high slots, so you can definitely put an armor rep. That's in preparation for a mass test. More testing that I put that one in there. Of course, you get the disintegrator. 4 mid slots. That's not that much, but look at that. 2, 4, 6, 7 low slots. That does give you the chance to get a very nice tank here. Look at that, 75 to 82%. And then here I put some extra HP and a bit more capacitor, because these are not too strong in capacitor. I think that would be their weakness for these ships. That is that you can attack their capacitor. That's going to take out the disintegrator, the active armor tank, and things like that. So let's move off away from our targets a bit. So that's actually in that direction. And let's see how we handle things with our longer range ammo. Ooh, still one-shotting that destroyer. That's not bad. I did put in a web and a scram. Perhaps a long point makes more sense for these ships. Now we've got a platoon leader at 28 kilometers. And yeah, this doesn't have the feel of the same speed as the Kikimora. Although it still looks very sleek, very dangerous, very aggressive. This is a battlecruiser. This is more of a bigger barge that has some more staying power and is trying to dominate the battlefield rather than, let's grab the occults, rather than sneak through the bigger enemies and try to go for the juggler. So this one, you know, this is presence to be reckoned with. It's got that look, and it also has the DPS to come with it. So it looks really good, although I personally am a bit more impressed by the destroyer. And ooh, it actually seems to have like an animation when it's firing. So here it is at rest. And let's try that again. Next asteroid belt, please. Let's do warp at 30 and get that mystic back in here. But man, yeah, Triglavian ships, definitely very unique and very cool looking in my opinion. So now we'll complete the sub-capital line so that we have a frigate, destroyer, cruiser, the battle cruiser right here, and then the battleship. Very, very cool. Let's see if we can maybe get like a battleship rat or a frigate rat. Both of these would be cool to try and test out the tracking. Unfortunately, it's more of that mid-range stuff here. So let's try to get a nice close look, and I'm actually warping pretty much on top of them again. Oh, but I am shooting away from the asteroid. So let's get started on that Serpentis captain. They do tracking disrupt, so maybe that longer range ammo is not such a bad plan at this point. Let's target the rest of them. Of course, you would be moving normally, right? Put on the afterburner, see what we can do this way. That's going quite well. Platoon leader. Where's the beam? Right there, and it hardly needs to warm up. Little bit of damage, but as I've said, resistance is quite high. Even with this fit 7 low slots, you can do some pretty amazing things there. So up to around 80%. So you really don't need the armor rep to just keep going all the time. We'll go back into some occult here. We'll try orbiting this guy at close range. Then you get whipped and taken out. On top of that, of course, you've got the drone DPS that gets added, which is not insignificant, but yeah, this feels slower. This needs that better tank. This needs to have that staying power, which it does have, I think. Very, very cool. What's the drone potential, by the way? Let's do a quick show info on the attributes. 125. Is that? Oh, 75. There you go. 75. It's a full spread of hammers is 50, so you can. It's not a full spread of heavy drones, but you can get more out of it than just 5 hammers. Although I always like to have a more uniform flight pattern for the drones when it comes to the damage application. And I will just blap this guy down. And there we go. Obviously, if the destroyer can handle a battleship, so can this battle cruiser. Down here it's got the drone bay. Oh, I hadn't even spotted that, but that looks very cool and animated as well. So yeah, very cool. Very versatile platform, because I do think you can get like command bursts, remote reps, lots of stuff that you can do with this ship as well. But on both of them, I would say their weakness is their capacitor, because they're not very easy to get cap stable without sacrificing quite a few slots for that. Still, really, really cool. I am impressed, and I look forward to seeing these guys on TQ, especially the destroyer. Man, that's potentially going to be something that replaces my Confessor as an exploration destroyer. I can't wait for that. And that's it for this video, guys. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you all next time.